Okay, here we go. We're going to record an entire EEG. So I put in the history and we're to the page. I haven't recorded anything yet, but I wanted to show you that there's a lot of 60 cycle on this, even though the impedances are well below 5K ohm. I've unplugged everything in here, every plug, and we're still getting 60 cycles. So, you know, when the NATIS rep comes on the 13th, I'm going to have to ask him about all this artifact, because we shouldn't have this on this NATIS machine, but you can see there's 60 cycle. And, you know, the Cadwells don't do this for some reason, so I think it's something with the actual NATIS machine. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the 60 cycle filter for now, and you'll see all that stuff goes away. All the 60 hertz here. See that right here on the left? All goes away. So I'm going to do an entire recording. Let's just leave the 60 cycle on, but when you turn on your machine, it won't be recording here in the lab anyway. In clinicals, it may start recording right when you start it, but I'm going to go through an entire test, okay? So let's go ahead and go for that. So the first thing we're going to do, you're going to hit the calibration up here on the left. Can you guys see that okay? Okay, there's the calibration thing right here on the left up here. I'm going to hit that, and we want to put it on our standard settings of 170 hertz, and I'm going to turn the notch back on again. Okay, and you're going to see that the square wave, or the square waves are coming through, the pulse waves. Okay, so now I'm going to hit record, and then not recording goes off, and now we're going to start our record. Okay, so we're going to record about 10 seconds. So each one of these is 1 second. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 10, just roughly 10. It doesn't have to be exact. Then we're going to shut this off. We're going to go into the montage, and we're going to do biocalibration. Okay, that's second, remember? So we're going to do about 10 seconds of biocalibration. Then we're going to do the impedance check in biocal. So if you remember, so I got it set at 5K ohm, so it's going to run all the way down. But if you remember, you know, you should always check your, you know, your biocal and store it someplace at the beginning of the recording, so the doctors know that you did that. Everything's good. My right chest popped up a little bit, which is fine. I'm not going to worry about that. If I put it at 10, you can see it, still see it's below 10. I'm not going to worry too much about the EKG ones. Okay, so everything's below 5K ohm. I'm going to hit end, and then we're going to go into the first montage, which is usually a longitudinal bipolar. So I'm going to go longitudinal bipolar, left over right hemisphere. I like that one. So okay, so at the beginning, okay, go ahead and close your eyes. Nope, eyes are already closed. Okay, eyes closed. I'm gonna have to get over here to do this. Okay, eyes closed, and then we're gonna put head straight, and then she's supine. Okay, she's getting drowsy already. I don't know if you noticed when you started the EEG, it was already some theta activity, but okay, go ahead and open your eyes. Okay, and you do this a couple of times at the beginning and close your eyes. Okay, the EKG down here is a little bit high amplitude, so I'm going to click right on that, right down here. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to lower the sensitivity on that. So now you can see it's not such high amplitude. Okay. Okay, open your eyes again. So I'm going to set it right here and click eyes open and close your eyes. She closes her eyes there. I'm going to hit right click, and then I just hit close eyes. You can see that she didn't have any alpha when she had her eyes open. Then when she closed, the alpha came back. And also I saw some lambda waves when she had her eyes open. Remember, that was a normal variant. So open your eyes. Now I want you to scan back and forth. So the eyes opened over here, just scan back and forth. Here's some lambda waves. Look, when she looks back and forth, you see these lambda waves in the occipital region right here. See all those? She has beautiful lambda waves right there. So I'm going to just type in lambda there. And that lambda waves are, if you remember, that's with the eyes open and scanning. And she has really pretty ones. Wow, Mo, those are nice. So these are lambda waves, these little occipital, positive occipital sharp waves when the eyes are open and scanning. That's a normal variant. Okay, go ahead and close your eyes. All right, eyes closed. Now at the beginning, you know, we want to just ask a few questions to establish her alpha rhythm, her fastest alpha rhythm. And her alpha rhythm is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to 11 probably, which is pretty good, and it's pretty symmetrical. Okay, tell me your name. Okay, she responds, so I put in name there, and I said, and I just put responds there. Can you tell me the date today? I type in date.
December 1st.
Okay, good. And what year is it?
2021.
Okay. So now I'm waking her up, waking her brain up a little bit. She's gritting her teeth here. Open your mouth a little bit and close your eyes and just relax your jaw. So she was biting down on her jaw right here. And so I asked her to open her mouth a little. Okay, so I typed that in, open her mouth a little bit. You could see when she opened her mouth, the muscle went away. Who's the president of the United States?
Biden.
Okay, good. So you can see she's thinking, and she's got really nice, fast alpha. Okay, what's 1 plus 2?
3.
Okay, good. So I type in 1 plus 2, and I put the response there, 3. What's 3 plus 4?
7.
Okay. What's 456 plus 789? No, just kidding. That's a hard one. You want to... Okay, so you can see here she moved her head a little bit when I asked that question. She was kind of chuckling. So I'm just going to put in head movement. Okay. Okay. So now I asked her some questions. We established her fastest activity, her fastest alpha rhythm, or in the back here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to let her relax. Maybe she'll take a little nap for us. We'll see if we can see any drowsy transition. So I'm going to shut down a couple of the lights a little bit here. Okay, so on an EEG, a standard EEG like we're going to do tonight, you want to do about 7 minutes on the longitudinal bipolar, and then you want to do 7 minutes on the transverse bipolar, and then 7 minutes on the referential. So down here, I have recorded time. We're already at about 6 minutes down here. So once it hits 7 minutes, I'll go ahead and change it to longitudinal transverse montage. In the meantime, we'll be quiet and just let her rest. This is a time, if the patient has a real nice normal EEG and you don't expect anything big to happen, you can go in here and click edit and go into study information. But you want to keep your eye on your patient, but you can put in the medications here, like say they have Keppra. But you always want to be mindful that you're kind of looking at your patient. And let's say she's on carbamazepine or something like that. That's the abbreviation CBZ. Let's say she's on like Synthroid or something else. Most doctors just want the CNS active ones, like anti-seizures or anything that might affect the brain function. So let's just put we can take that out. So I'm just going to put in the anti-seizure meds. So you can put that in. You can go to the main page, and you can put on here you can put awake, alert and cooperative. Okay. Now I'm kind of keeping my eyes on her, and you can see it scrolling in the background here. Then the special leads, EOG, which is the eye leads, and EKG, right there. The impedances were below, less than 5K ohms. So I'm filling in all the information sheet right now. This patient is right-handed. So that's really all you need in here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just shut it off for a little bit and just watch the patient a little. So you can see, here's the alpha rhythm here, but where is it here? It's gone. There's theta activity, and you can see the eyes are rolling. So this patient is a little bit sleepy. So keep an eye on the alpha rhythm here, and then let's see if the alpha rhythm goes away and some drowsy comes in. What's going on here? See this? This is some theta activity that comes in with drowsiness. You can see there's lots of slow rolling eye movement, which means that patients, when they get drowsy, their eyes move back and forth. So this is called slow rolling eye movements, and you see it in F7 and F8. You can see the eyes are just kind of rolling around during drowsiness. Okay, so we've been on this montage almost 9 minutes, so we can go to a transverse. So I'm going to go Mesa College Transverse 1. And I'm just going to I just put on the 60 cycle here in the EKG. I don't know where all that 60 cycle is coming from, but anyway, I'm going to put in eyes closed, supine, head straight, and then I'm going to put awake and light drowsy. Okay, so you do that at the beginning of each montage. You can see she's got a lot of beta activity. Here's some beta activity in the central areas, and you can see some in the frontal areas right here. Her eyes are still rolling, which probably means that she's just sleepy. And you can see that the background rhythm here is the alpha rhythm is here, but every now and then it'll disappear and you'll see some theta potentials pop in there. I'm just being quiet here just to see if she dozes off. She's a little bit sleepy. You can tell she's a little sleepy. Her eyes are rolling around, and the alpha drops out once in a while, and you see a little bit of theta potentials, but she's not going into a deeper drowsiness. Probably because I'm talking. Over here is the annotation viewer, right here. And I started my montage, my transverse montage at 1811 or 6:11. So I'm gonna run 7 minutes. So 6:11, 10 or something like that. So I can go up to about 6:18. That'll be 7 minutes, and then I'll change it to a referential. So she's a pretty good patient. She's relaxing. You can see she's drowsy here. You can see the theta activity coming in, and the alpha drops out, so you can see some central theta. But if you want to, you can go back to your history now, since she's such a good patient. Put in the meds. We put in the the information, sort of the pertinent information, you know, about her state of consciousness, the electrode impedances, all, you know, the special electrodes. She's right-handed. Now we can put in some of our tech impression. So I just put in, like, there's a 10 hertz alpha rhythm. I could just put posterior alpha rhythm. And then she has some frontal central beta activity. And she gets there's drowsiness, you know, and I'm just going to put with attenuation of posterior dominant rhythm, or we can just put alpha rhythm, and onset of theta potentials. And then there's lambda waves too. We can put in here lambda waves with eyes open, because we saw that, right? Now, if you look closely, you can see there's a lot of theta in here, no alpha. So this patient is definitely getting drowsy here. It's about 7-8 hertz in the posterior dominant area, the alpha in the posterior area where there should be 10-11 hertz. If you remember, her awake rhythm is 10-11, but now she's she's getting sleepy. You can see all these theta potentials coming in here. There's no more alpha. And beta potentials become more prominently seen when in light drowsiness. You can see there's nice little beta spindles. When she gets deeper into sleep, they'll probably disappear more. But look, there's lots of beta activity that we see with drowsiness, especially real light onset drowsy. Again, look at these theta potentials here. This is just a light drowsy pattern. So if we be real quiet, maybe she'll fall asleep and we'll see some sleep spindles. So this is light drowsy. When you actually see some vertex sharp waves, that's a sign of stage 1 sleep. And then when you see the sleep spindles, that's a sign of stage 2 sleep. So let's see if we see any vertex sharp waves pop up here. I'll point them out, and that means that's a solid stage 1 sleep. We also may see some posterior occipital slow waves, or slow transients of sleep in the occipital area. And there's a couple right there. Those are posts right there. So that's a sign of stage 1. And if we be real quiet, we'll probably see some vertex sharp waves that appear around CZ. So I just typed in there drowsy. Okay, the patient rolled over onto her left shoulder here, so I'm going to type in rolled onto left shoulder. Okay. Okay, we see a bunch of 60 cycle right here. So I think when she rolled over, P4 probably got pulled off. So I'm going to put on my impedance meter and see if P4 is high. Okay, see that? So when she rolled over, P4 popped off, and you can see right here there's a 60 cycle on the common electrode on each channel is P4, right? So I know just by seeing that 60 cycle in both channels where P4 is the common electrode that it got pulled off. So I'm just going to go over there and push it back on, and it should pop back down. Okay, P4 is back on. You can see right here. So let's go ahead and keep going. So I'm almost at 7 minutes on the the transverse montage. Actually, I'm over. Oh, let's see. Well, I'm well over it now. So I'm going to go to the referential montage. So I'm calling it the Mesa referential. So it's the start of the montage. I'm just going to hit eyes closed. Okay, head left on left shoulder. And I'm just going to put drowsy. Okay. Okay. Okay, again, you can see lots of theta on the EEG, a bunch of theta waves, and that means she's drowsy, and there's also slow rolling eye movement. Okay, well, this is recording. You just want to keep your eye on there, but you can do your history too. So we did this, but you can just put 52-year-old female with history of seizures who had an episode on. You can just put had an episode on, let's say 11, 25, 21 of staring and lip smacking. Let's say the episode or the event lasted about 1 to 2 minutes without response to verbal stimulation, or how about verbal commands? Afterwards, the patient was confused for about 30 minutes. Just something like that, just describing what happened. And you could put, always put at the start of this test, the patient is awake, alert, and cooperative. Okay. So you can, if you have time, if the patient's relaxed and stuff like this one, you can always put in all your history and stuff. We haven't gone over histories yet, but we'll do that a little bit, probably before you go to your clinicals. But you can put in all your pertinent information. So she's still really drowsy, and she's kind of light drowsy, not real drowsy, but light drowsy. She can see there's some theta potentials, and then her alpha pops back up, like right here, and then she goes back into a light drowsy pattern. So a lot of eye rolling that you see with drowsiness, and theta potentials kind of come throughout the tracing. And theta potentials are like 4 to 7 hertz, if you remember, or 4 and less than 8 hertz. So we're going to run about 7 minutes, and then we'll return to the bipolar, and we'll do the photic stimulation and the hyperventilation, and then we'll be done. Just once in a while, you can put in the patient state. I'm just going to put drowsy. I'm just going to put light drowsiness with attenuation of alpha rhythm and onset of theta potentials. With slow rolling eye movements and attenuation of alpha rhythm, and onset of theta potentials. So you don't have to put this, actually type all that out. You can just put light drowsy if you want. You don't have to get into such detail like that. I just like doing that. And later on, I'm just going to put in here no IEDs, which is no interictal discharges, unless I see something till the end, but I'm guessing she's not going to have anything, but you don't want to guess. You can put this in on the end, no IEDs, no interictal discharges, if you're absolutely certain of that. And we saw a few of those on the slideshow yesterday, that spike at T3, that spike wave at T3 and at the occipital area. If you see any of those, you can mention them, right? So, all right, so how long are we been on this montage? 21. Okay, so we've been here 7 minutes. So I'm going to go back to the bipolar one. Okay, I'm going to put eyes closed, head left on left shoulder, and then I'll just put drowsy, awake, which is so we're going to put the eye position, eyes open or closed, what position the head's at, and what's their state of, what's their cognitive state right now. She's basically drowsy, mostly drowsy. There's some posts right here, some positive occipital transients of sleep popping up. Okay, Mo, can you roll onto your shoulder? We're gonna finish up. Is that okay? Okay. So we'll just do a little HV and photic, and then we'll stop.
Okay.
Then just lie on your back. There you go. So now she's okay. So rolled onto, or you could just put supine head, head straight. Okay, so on the next part of the test, when I tell you to begin, I want you to take deeper and faster breaths in and out through your mouth, okay? So just kind of, okay?
Okay.
To do that for like 3 minutes in a row, so you might be a little lightheaded and dizzy.
Okay.
All right? You may get a little tingling in your hands and feet and around your mouth, and you may feel a little chilled, okay?
Okay.
All right? Okay. All right, so go ahead and begin. So I'm going to go up to protocol, and I'm going to hit HV, and then it starts HV down here. It says HV begin. Now you're going to be watching your patient. Okay, they should breathe about 3 to 4 times every 10 seconds. Here she yawned right here, so we'll put a yawn. You can see the head moving with each HV, with each in-breath right here. So I'm just going to put head movement with respirations. You can see her head moving back and forth here, especially on the left when she breathes. But you can tell it's very rhythmic. It just comes at regular intervals, right with each breath. Okay, you got less than 2 minutes to go. So I'm just going to put in here good HV effort. She's doing a really good job. She's breathing deep and fast. She's at least 3 to 4 breaths per every 10 seconds. Now here's 10 seconds here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So she's doing about 5 breaths every 10 seconds. You don't want them to go too fast. You can slow down just a little bit. There you go. Otherwise they start panting, and that's not quite as good as taking deeper and slower breaths. Good. And now she's yawning again right here, so I'm just going to put yawn. Okay, you got less than a minute now. Another yawn right here. So I'm just going to type in yawn. Okay, you have less than 30 seconds, almost done. Just going to type in good HV effort again. Right here, good HV effort. She's still doing really good. About 15 seconds, almost there. Okay, almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you can stop. Breathe like you normally would. Just rest and hold still. Keep your eyes closed, okay? Good. Okay, now we're going to do the, you can see it says HV. So if you look over here on the annotation bar, it annotates on the EEG, at 1 minute, 2 minutes, and 3 minutes. And at 3 minutes, it just says end HV. So you can see she's wide awake. She's got really nice alpha rhythm. In my EKG, I forgot to put that down, so I'm going to click on the EKG again and just drop the sensitivity a little bit in that. So you can click on the actual channel down here, highlight it, and then just go down. I'm going to go down to 15. There you go. So now that drops it down. It's not intruding in on the eye movement in the eyelids. You can see here's a nice burst of alpha rhythm. Notice the waxing and waning nature of alpha, how it just kind of burst out and then. Okay, so we're at after 2 minutes HV. We're just gonna go ahead and run the photic, and then we'll be done. Go ahead and close your eyes. She opened her eyes right here, and she closes them right here. Okay, eyes open, eyes closed. She's got really nice symmetrical background. Okay, so the post HV period's over. It warns us, or it notifies us, so we can just click that off. Now I'm going to go ahead and set the photic lamp up above her head. Okay. Okay, I set the strobe light about 30 centimeters above her above her head, but not directly in front of her face, because we don't want it hitting her face in case she sits up. So okay, so I'm gonna flash a light upon your face. Okay, so you just keep your eyes closed. I'll start the light flashing, and then while the light is flashing, I'm gonna ask you to open and close your eyes. Okay, you don't have to look directly into the light if you don't want to. You can if you want to, but you'll probably see different colors and designs in your vision, especially with your eyes closed. Okay, and you may get a little teary-eyed. Sometimes the light stimulus will make tears come out of your eyes. Okay, all right, I'm going to protocol right here. I'm going to choose the photic. Let's see if it works. Oh, it's not working. So this is the first time I've tried this one. So I'm going to go ahead and abort this. You can abort it right over here. It says abort. We'll hit abort, and then I have to check why. I'm going to have to check to see why it's not working. Let's see what's going on here. On. Fully extend. Okay. All right, I just tested it. Let's try it one more time. So I'm going to go back to protocol, hit photic. Okay, there it goes. Okay, you can see the tick marks down here. Okay, open your eyes and close your eyes. So you just have them open and close your eyes a couple seconds. Okay, now it's starting to 3 hertz. Open your eyes and close your eyes. Oops. Well, that's quick. 5 hertz, open your eyes and close your eyes. So I'm just putting eyes open, eyes closed. You can see she has nice driving here on the posterior areas. Open your eyes and close your eyes. You can see again she has nice symmetrical driving in the occipital areas. Open your eyes and close your eyes. I guess I set these real quick because I just want to do abbreviated stimulations, but she had nice driving over here. Open your eyes and close your eyes. She has nice driving responses. You can see from the strobe light. Open your eyes and close your eyes. Okay. Again, you can see the driving in the occipital areas from the light stimulus. Open your eyes. Close your eyes. Okay. Open your eyes and close your eyes. Open your eyes and close your eyes. Okay, I don't know who's, let's see. Oh, that's the only, okay. So we're done with that. So now we've done a complete test. We've done 7 minutes or more on each montage, the longitudinal bipolar, the transverse, and the referential. We've done HV and photic stimulation. We've alerted the patient with some questions to establish her alpha rhythm. At the beginning, we did a mechanical cal, we did a biocal, and we checked the impedances. And so all we have to do now is calibrate out. So we're going to go into montage, going to hit biocal, and then we're going to check the impedances one more time before we stop. So I'm going to hit the impedance meter. I'm going to see what our impedances look like. They seem to be good. They all seem to be below 5 like they were before. These here are just extra channels, these ones here. Okay, they all look good. And then we're going to do the mechanical cal. I have to turn the 60 cycle filter on again. I don't know why we're getting so much 60 cycle in here. But you calibrate for about 10 seconds. Okay, now I can just hit file and hit close. Okay, and it's going to ask me, is everything good? And I put in my history. I put in my, my interpretation. I filled all this out. I got the meds filled out. So now I'm just going to hit OK and yes, and it'll go out. Okay, so we have our test subject EEG right here. There's the EEG. The recording was about 38 minutes, so we ran a little bit longer. Most routine EEGs are around 30 minutes, but I was talking a lot and about things, but you can just click on it and open it up again and just run, there's the review. So it looks like it's all there. There's our annotations right there. All right, so we're done. All right, so maybe you can just flip this EEG over, and this is basically what you're going to be doing on your clinicals. This is probably maybe in some labs even more thorough. They may do different things in their labs. They may not calibrate. I don't know. There may be some things that are different, but this is basically a standard EEG. And this is most likely what you'll be doing at your time in clinicals.